All right, are you guys ready to go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Am ready.
All right. Hello and welcome to Next to Nothing, a podcast for gamers on a budget. I am your host, Danie K. With me, as always, the wonderful, the beautiful Mr. Greenleaf. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am ready to go to sleep, and then I'm ready for it to be a 4-day weekend. So,
Yeah.
How are you, Danny?
I'm good, dude. I have this entire week off. I have my little brother and sister with me in town, and it's great. It's been really nice. It's been nice and relaxing.
So much?
What's that?
Why do I hate you so much?
Because I just told you I have this entire week off of my job. With us, like 90% of the time. Usually,
I'm back.
He's back. It's the powerful. It's the beautiful. It's Mr. Revsven. Rev, how are you doing? How was your 2 weeks off?
Oh, fucking stressful, dude. But I'm good now. We're adjusting to the new schedule. I was watching TikTok, by the way. That was me addressing chat. It's been a really stressful couple of weeks, but things are finally getting settled down and more in place where they should be. Where I can finally get back to kind of keeping up with things that I would like to do on top of other obligations that I have. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back and moving forward as well.
Excellent. And with us this week, a very special guest, one of the most multi-talented people I've ever met. It's NickTheYeller. Nick, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm so good, dude.
Yeah. So
life's a highway.
Yeah. So, like I said, multi-talented. Nick, you do a lot of things. Why don't you go on ahead and tell the people what you do, where people can find it all, and all that good stuff. Plug away, dude.
Yeah, I play in way too many bands. So you can check out Ghost Key. I have a new project called Bouquet coming up. Also have a solo album that's just under my name, Nick Booth. All of the socials of that are pretty much just the title names. So Nick Booth Sounds, and then just Ghost Key or Ghost Key Band on everything else.
Yeah, which you actually got me in contact with a former guest of the podcast, AOB. You got us in contact together. We did a show, so that's awesome. When can we? I mean, we also have some of your other past stuff, but I'm not going to mention that. But you mentioned Bouquet. When can we expect stuff from Bouquet?
So I mean, we should have something out hopefully to release in the spring. Our recording plans got pushed back a little bit, but yeah, we have a full EP like pretty much ready to go. Just has to be finished tracking. And I'm really excited to do that. It's kind of the first time I've gotten to do cleaner vocals in a band, and the first time I'm fronting anything in a couple years since Avoid. So yeah, it feels good to be back in that sort of role again.
Yeah. So real quick, I'm just gonna embarrass you a little bit, but I was cleaning out my car, or my old car, the other day, and I found from Avoid's final show my copy of your guys' last EP.
Hell yeah.
For your
a relic.
A relic, yeah. I'm gonna sell it now. I'm gonna need you to stop by my place with a Sharpie here in a little while.
It may be devalued at this point, but it's worth a
shot. For those who are more interested in your gaming stuff, what are people gonna find on your Twitch channel?
Yeah, I mean, I just play kind of whatever I feel like playing at the time. I don't really, I guess, have a specific category. It's been a lot of Phasmophobia lately, to be honest. And then I'll be starting whenever it comes out, hopefully. Cyberpunk 2077 will probably be the next like full game I'll play all the way through. But yeah, just twitch.tv/NickTheYeller.
Excellent, guys. Go check him out. Of course, links will always be in the episode description, so go check out that stuff. And I think that's all we got to do for... Oh, we have question of the week. We do have question of the week. And this week, our question... What's that?
And bingo.
Oh, and bingo. That's right. So I actually made a bingo card for the podcast. Green, can you pull that up and post it in the chat real quick?
Yes, I shall.
So I made a bingo card for the podcast because I think it would be funny. So hopefully you guys can get a bingo. Would we say the first starting today, the first person to get a bingo is going to get a $10 gift card on Steam?
Yep. I'll be giving out a $10 gift card to anyone who can send me a full straight line bingo from this week going forward. So no past episodes. I need timestamps as well.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to timestamp. I'm going to keep a track on them just so I can put timestamps of potential hits. So
Yeah. So check that out. There will be a link going in the Twitch chat right now and a link to the tweet in the description of the episode. And let's get into the question of the week, which is, what is your game of the year this year? They just announced the game of the year nominees. It includes Last of Us Part 2, Hades, Animal Crossing. I know I'm missing a few more. Final Fantasy Remake. And
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. So out of those, what is your game of the year? And explain why. You guys can do that in the Twitch chat, or you can leave a comment on the YouTube video. And with that, I think that's all of the housekeeping we need to get out of the way, right?
Sounds like it.
Excellent.
I think so.
Excellent. Nice and concise. So I'm going to get right into it with Metro Last Light is a game that I played. I started it on my 12-hour stream, got most of the way through it, completed it on the following Monday. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys some thoughts and a quick review on Metro Last Light. So Metro Last Light is a survival horror first-person shooter game that's set in a post-apocalyptic Moscow. It's by the Ukrainian studio 4A Games. It was published by Deep Silver, and it was originally released in 2013 for the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Windows. If you want to play it on Windows, you need a Windows 7 64-bit or higher operating system, 64-bit or newer operating system. You need a dual-core 2.2 gigahertz CPU or higher, 2 gigs of RAM, and a GeForce 8800 GT or newer. You also need 10 gigs of hard drive space. And I picked up this game on sale for about $10 in one of the last Steam sales. I have played, this is the second game in the series, of the Metro series. I picked up the first one for free. I actually got it twice for free. Once on Humble Bundle for Steam, and then again for Epic Games right when the third game in the series, Metro Exodus, came out. So yeah, like I said, I picked this up for sale. The games go on sale pretty regularly, at least these two do. And Metro Exodus just recently, I think, went from Epic Game Store to Steam. It was one of those early Epic Store exclusives that got bought up. If you guys remember all the kerfuffle that was happening, Metro Exodus was one of the first games that got snapped up by Epic Games, and a lot of people were pissed because they wanted it exclusively specifically on Steam. So I'm going to be as spoiler free as possible. I'm actually going to get let me get a little spoiler warning up for the story, because I don't want anyone to get spoiled on it if they don't want to know. So I'm sorry. I should have been more prepared. I'm sorry, guys.
You're doing great, dude. Keep it up.
I'm bad at running the show.
I'm nothing but proud of you, baby boo.
You guys are so supportive, and I love it. Let's just do that and that. All right, so spoiler on the screen. Let's talk Metro Last Light. So this game takes place right after the events of the first one, where you, a character named Artyom, wake up recovering from the incident of the previous game. Right away, you are told that you need to go investigate the site of the incident, because it sounds like you didn't do your job completely. While you're investigating the site of the incident, you are knocked unconscious and captured by one of the enemy factions in the Metro, the Nazis. It's in captivity that you meet one of your adversaries, a communist scout named Pavel, who you escape together with and spend time traveling the Metro before getting captured by the communist. The story consists of you escaping and traveling through the metro, attempting to get back to your faction, the Order, while also pursuing your mission. It all culminates in one final battle with the communist, and we end up getting a game with the narrator telling us of the great deeds we did. So first off, kind of like where the game leaves everything off, it's kind of weird because it feels like it was supposed to be a definitive end, and maybe it was. But it feels like it was supposed to be like, this is the story, and we're just not going to tell you anything else on some of these threads. And it didn't really set up the sequel for this game, Metro Exodus, that well. The Metro series is based on a book series, so maybe at the time there just wasn't enough material for a new game that had come out. There's actually advertisements for a new book in the game itself. Like there's posters that say, you know, new Metro book out 2013. There are some threads that I think you can unravel in Metro Exodus, specifically with certain characters called the Dark Ones. Other than that, there's like in terms of like the faction war that's going on in there, I'm not sure exactly what all that can be done story wise. So I'd be very interested to see how much they kind of yada yada or things that happen off screen, because I think in Metro Exodus, the character that makes the most sense that you would play would be your character, Artyom's son, who is revealed he does have a son at the end of the game. So that's all I'm going to talk about for the story. It's okay. It's nothing great. The narrative focus of the game is a narrative focused game. I'm a little underwhelmed. I think in part it's due to how the story is told, and it's like told through these very linear levels and diary entries. Between every level you get another diary entry that you get to read. And I'm trying to keep in mind that I am looking at this game that was released in 2013 in the lens of 2020, where we have very different ways of storytelling in games. I mean, everything else that was released around this time was linear and told through like cutscenes and diaries. So I'm trying to keep that in mind, and it's, you know, I have some hindsight and retrospect on it. Really, the last thing on the story for me is I'm just gonna give the game points for letting me murk both Nazis and commies. I mean, how bad can it be if you get a, you know, blast, if you get a blast Nazis and commies? 2 points. Aesthetically,
like a win-win.
What's that?
It sounds like a win-win.
Yeah, it sounds like a win-win. Aesthetically, the game is done very well. According to the lore, the bombs dropped on Moscow in 2013. So everything has a modern aesthetic to it. The trains look like your everyday subway cars. There's a lot of brutalist architecture, and everything's, you know, kind of utilitarian. The people, they're wearing like kind of modern clothing, obviously like disheveled, and like I found this jacket off a corpse. I'm just gonna wear this jacket, you know, kind of like that gross, dingy look. The weapons I always found from the first one are always interesting, because it's kind of like this mix of, yeah, we just found some random military hardware, and then dude over there knows how to make guns, so everything's made with like pipes, and can't really have rifles, but, you know, I'm gonna add a stock to this pistol, so it's now a rifle. You know, stuff like that, kind of, you know, what you would expect to see in a post-apocalypse. You know, a lot of mix of modern and jerry-rigged nonsense, which is always kind of fun. You know, one of my favorite guns in the game was revolver with a reflex sight and a silencer, and they like add a stock to it. Like the most jerry-rigged nonsense ever. Kind of going back to the aesthetics, the game's atmosphere is very intense, gritty, and dark. You do kind of fear like crevices and holes and stuff like that, because that's where like mutants will come out. Like there are these freaky spider things that just hate light, but they'll get the drop on you. They'll like come out of like a crevasse and like try to face hug you, and it's terrifying. In terms of like enemies and stuff like that, like you're seeing a lot of the same mutants that you did in the last game. There's still flying mutants called demons. Still like these weird humanoid rat things that like travel in packs. You do see some different ones. They call certain like swimming ones called shrimps, and they kind of have like clackers and they like shoot sonic sounds at you. And then also like these other ones that like have like a shield, like they're like giant, I don't know, like almost like giant crabs, but like they like put their hind legs in front of them and like are shield themselves with them, so you have to like try to get them shoot them under the belly. Other than that, like everything else is pretty much the same. You know, there's only so much you can do with people enemies. You know, oh man, this is a bandit. That's a communist. That's a Nazi. But they all look the same when you're 50, you know, when you're 50 feet away and you just have to shoot them with a gun. You know, there's nothing you can really do with, you know, those kind of NPCs. Unless you can go like the Fallout direction and make everyone look, you know, outrageous. Let's see. Weapons, the weapons themselves, as I was kind of mentioning, like are jury rigged, but there's not like a ton actually different in this game when compared to the previous game. Like there's like a few added weapons or a few added like options that you can, you know, tweak them with, but everything still kind of feels the same. Nothing was really changed in the system, in the systems. You know, it's all pretty much the same. And that's something I'm hoping, if I look at Metro Exodus, that they change a little bit, maybe a little bit more customization, or something, maybe like an actual crafting system instead of just buying mods. Maybe you have to like collect things. Something that would make that weapon system a little bit more interesting and interactive, rather than just buying and customizing in your settlements. Overall, I think it's a good series to pick up right now. The games do regularly go on sale, so if you want to pick up the first two games, you could probably do it for around $20-ish. And that's what I think they're probably worth right now, $20. If you want to pick them up on Steam, I would highly suggest it. I know Metro Exodus, the third game in the series, is retailing for $40 right now. I'm waiting for that to go on sale, hopefully this week, maybe this week. But that's kind of all I had for notes. Did you guys have questions or thoughts on Metro Last Light?
I do.
Go ahead.
Can I hear your Russian accent, please?
No.
Can I hear your Kentucky accent from the Wintika?
From the Wintika.
General Loveless.
I got one more. Get myself a bucket of chicken and sit here in the woods by myself.
Will that be original recipe or extra crispy?
Oh, good. So, what do you take me for? Extra crispy.
To answer your question, though, I have no questions, just because you cover that very concisely.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you take notes like a professional.
I was gonna say, next thing I have to talk about is gonna sound way messier than that. So,
dude, like 90% of the time I'll cover indie games and I'll just come onto the show and be like, oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then like,
yeah,
exactly. Does anybody have any questions?
You started talking about it and I was like, I got like 2 things I really wanted to talk about in the game, and then other than that, it was good.
Nah, it's all good. Well, yeah, like I said, so pick up pick up Metro when they're on sale, and like I said, the 2033 goes on goes for free every so often, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Otherwise, Nick, you just said you did play a game, so let's talk about Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it was good.
See, Here's a bridge, and we can just talk about this real quick. You know, between Wolfenstein and Metro, they're both games you get to kill Nazis in.
That is a good segue.
I
One of
mean-
the most solid parts of the game, I would say.
Yeah,
We hate Nazis.
we do not like them.
We do not like them.
Oh, I got to go crazy. Yeah, so I played just beat the new Colossus. I played the New Order back on stream like months ago, and then just didn't have anything else to play at the time, so started it. Yeah, it was sick. I like Wolfenstein in general is such a weird, like, it's a good series to play, but I don't know like how to feel about having like that many weapons just at your disposal at all times. Seems like the game was almost like easier than it needed to be. Granted, I'm fucking awful at playing video games, so I did play it at the easiest setting. But like the game just went by like a breeze. But overall, like the storytelling, I don't know if you guys have played those games at all, but specifically in the new Colossus, like I just from the get-go, it seemed a lot more intense of a storyline, which is kind of like my favorite part about playing those type of games anyways. And like you get to go back into BJ, the main character, like his like upbringing, and see just kind of how fucked up a lot of that was. And it just deals with a lot of like, obviously there's Nazis in the game and stuff, but they deal a lot more with outside of just like that sort of perspective. Like they talk about race a little bit more and like things of that nature, which made it a little more engaging, I think, than the New Order, the first one that I played. But yeah, it was a good game. It seems like it goes on sale quite a bit, at least one of the two do. So that's definitely worth picking up if you haven't played it.
yeah. So I just out of curiosity, because these newer Wolfenstein games are kind of a reboot, or maybe not reboot, and that's probably not the right word, but a revival for that series. Have you had any experience with the earlier Wolfenstein games? I mean, because the first Wolfenstein game is considered to be the first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any experience with Wolfenstein or prior to these games?
No, yeah. I mean, there's like features in the game where you can go back and do like arcade kind of style like the older games, but that's the extent of that. No, I haven't played any of the original ones at all.
Was the experience with this Wolfenstein compelling enough to maybe go back to those old games?
Yeah, I'd consider it for sure. I admittedly, like, in general, I'm somebody that's like newer to diving deep into games and series, especially. There's kind of a period which we can talk about more later if you want, but I just didn't play games and wasn't really like allowed to in a certain sense. So it's definitely something I'd consider. But no, I haven't played anything from that like era really at all, to be honest, as far as like first person shooters go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, as the uneducated swine that I am, Wolfenstein is the games that were the Nazis, like the man in the high castle, right? Or it's like they won the war and like took everything up. Okay.
Yeah.
The OG one had Robo Hitler, right?
Yeah,
that
it's
was
like
the one that had Robo Hitler, right? And it looked like Doom.
Yeah, so it predates Doom by a little bit. The first one, I think the idea was, you're just this badass American killing machine, doing what badass American killing machines do best, and that is killing Nazis. And the apparently like the Nazis just saved Hitler's head and like put him on a robot.
Bring me 100 Nazi scalps.
Yeah.
Plus Robot Hitler.
Yeah, so that was like the conceit of the first game, and I think it just kind of got more wild from there, a lot like Doom, where they just kind of kept cranking it up, seeing how far they could get something to break.
That's fair.
Which is very fair. I haven't played any of the Wolfenstein games. I'm kind of familiar with them from a historical perspective, and historical as in for the genre, and kind of its influence. I understand what Nick means by like the amount of weapons, because that's kind of a that's a like tenant of that genre of shooter. Apparently now it's just called boomer shooter.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah. So all these games like Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, New Colossus, New Order, Dusk, and a bunch of these other like revival of those early 90s shooters are just called boomer shooters now.
You mentioned Dusk, and now I can think about Scroll Stapler again. Same developer, David Zemansky.
Yeah.
God is here. God is here.
God is here.
I can't hear Dusk or David Zemansky or anything without thinking about that fucking
Gloomwood.
game. Ugh.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, because that's on the bingo card. Guys, go on ahead and mark your bingo cards or take a shot, whatever you're doing.
I need a shot. That game.
So yeah, the conceit of those games are just like wacky and wild. They're supposed to be just really fun. It's interesting kind of how they've evolved. And I know a lot of people, there's been a lot of discussions about the Wolfenstein games and how they handle particular issues in the games. But that, in my opinion, is for somebody other than me to discuss and dissect. I know there's also what is it, Wolfenstein New Blood, which doesn't focus on BJ, it focuses on 2 other characters, and I think it's also co-op too. I think it's a co-op mode game, or can be a co-op mode game. Have you looked at that at all, Nick?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. Yeah,
I got to tinker with New Blood at QuakeCon last year. It was interesting.
Oh yeah, how was
it felt different?
It felt different.
Yeah, it felt different than because a lot of the mechanics of from what I've seen on a lot of Wolfenstein games, like I'm not entirely 100% sure because I haven't played a lot of them myself, but it seems like the mechanics do still kind of seem similar to Doom in some way. But this one, I don't know, there was something different about it. It was enjoyable what I got to play of it, but it was different.
Yeah. Anything else on Wolfenstein? Green? Any thoughts on Wolfenstein?
No, that's all I can think of. All I can think of is accents now. That's how my day is going to go for the rest of the night. Just accents. We're going to talk about Germans and commies. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Wolfenstein. You say it's a pickup, especially if it's on sale, Nick?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Let's go into our discussion questions here, and then we'll take a quick break after this. Let's see. Here we are. Have you guys played Flash games recently? Probably not.
Yes.
Not recently.
Not as a joke. Last week and the week before, I had this really weird urge to start playing specifically Disney Channel games that are only on Flash. So Pizza Party Pickup, Tipped in Trouble, Zack and Cody, and the Lilo and Stitch Sandwich Stacker. Absolute bangers, still hold up.
That
Nice.
sandwich stacker does. That is fantastic.
I think the last time I played a Flash game, it was like back when Candy Stand was still a thing. Yeah, like Joe Cartoon, and when Newgrounds was at its height of popularity.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, what was it called? Ganguro Girl. Don't Google that, but that was what it was called. Was probably the last Flash game I played. If you know what that is, you ought to be ashamed of yourself and go pray.
Was it a porno game?
Yeah, 100% it was. It was a very graphic dating sim.
Green.
Miniclip.com. Miniclip.com.
Miniclip was good.
3 Foot Ninja and Lemonade Stand. Man.
All right. So apparently we all have memories and have recently played Flash games. On December 31st, a staple of after-school hangouts and homework procrastination will be dying, dead, gone. Adobe is pulling the final plug on Flash, and with it, hundreds of thousands of games will be gone. But some of them will live on and are being saved by Internet Archive, who just launched their own Flash software library for free. Which, if you guys haven't checked out internetarchive.com, check it out. You can find some really interesting and cool stuff there. The archive is housing 530 games, animated movies, and other Flash software through its use of the Flash emulator called Ruffle, which is apparently still in development. And I have some notes here about the development and how that's going to affect some stuff here. My source is PC Gamer, and they talked to Jason Scott, who works on the project, and he said this about Ruffle in its development process right now. While Ruffle's compatibility with Flash is less than 100%, it will play a very large portion of historical Flash animation in the browser at both smooth and accurate. That less than 100% compatibility can be a bit of a headache, mind. While plenty of games do, in fact, run smoother than ever before, there are some notable outliers. I was sat here ready to violently tear myself back to 2006 with Fancy Pants Adventure and Line Rider, but the emulation struggled to keep a solid frame rate. Probably best I not fall down that hole at work anyways. Is probably the best thing I have ever heard anyone say. I believe he is from the UK, Jason Scott. I don't know 100%, and I was not going to attempt to do any sort of accent from the UK, but I read that in a UK voice. So yeah, if you're yearning for some of that nostalgia, you can take you back to Newgrounds or Congregate or Fun Orb or CoolMathGames.com. Go right to Internet Archive. They have you covered. Let's just talk about Flash games for a little bit. You guys mentioned already a few of your favorite. Green, did you have a few favorites?
Yeah, Lemonade Stand, 3 Foot Ninja. Shit. That was so long ago. I just played 3 Foot Ninja like 2 weeks ago because we talked about Flash games.
What
so
was
many.
3 Foot Ninja?
3 Foot Ninja was like a platforming fighting game, like a 2D platforming fighting game. Super fun. Like you could like you had a sword and you just went along the path and fought other ninjas and shit. Which reminds me, the Stick Fighters one was really good too.
Holy cow, there are so many different stick fighters.
Yeah, Stick Fighters. There was one where it was a 2D like a Smash Bros style, but it was like a head, like an emoji head, and like guns. You could like shoot the guns and like you're trying to knock someone out of the ring.
Yeah,
I don't remember the name of it, but
there used to be one that I used to play that was a fighting game like that, and it had like so many ridiculous like actual like licensed characters, but they misspelled everything on purpose so that way they could try to avoid copyright infringement. And like I remember it had like Goku and Laura Croft and all kinds of people in it. It was a trash crap fighting game, but I remember playing it for hours. And there was a lot of I think his name was Pyko. He's the little redheaded mascot for a lot of Newgrounds games. I played a lot of the Pyko games. Like Newgrounds was my home as a kid. Probably shouldn't have been. Probably why I'm so fucked up. But I loved it, man.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on Congregate. That was the one that and Fun Orb. Fun Orb was the company that owns and operates RuneScape, Jagex. They made their own like other website that had a bunch of other like Flash games. So I remember spending a lot of time on Fun Orb, but Congregate was mine. And there was one game that I played. It was called Warfare 1914. It was a 2D strategy game where you just like spawned like soldiers to like run into trenches, and then you'd like fill up like a trench, and then you'd be like, hey, I need you to go run into, go to this next trench. Or like, I need you to sit here and, shoot the Germans. And then like they would move again, and then like you would, get more resources so you could like buy like a sniper or a machine gun team or a mortar team or whatever. And then there was a sequel to it where they added lanes basically, so you had like 3 lanes, and it was Warfare 1944 I think is what it was called. and then they added like actual like airstrikes, from like planes and bombs and artillery strikes and whatever else. Which I remember really enjoying that one. And then I'm trying to remember specifically, like there's always like those really stupid ones that you would always like play like after school with friends while procrastinating to do homework, like Kitten Cannon.
Toss the turtle, dude.
Toss the turtle, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember Kitten Cannon at all?
I never played Kitten Cannon.
It was the dumbest shit. It was barely a game. And it was actually kind of horrible. But if you would aim a cannon and try to like shoot a kitten as far as you possibly could. And there were things on the ground like spikes or bombs or explosive barrels or whatever that would cause carnage and mayhem, and like it would like allow like the kitten, like if you hit like a bomb or something like that, the kitten would fly further or whatever. It was terrible. Barely a game. Pinata in the chat just said, "Oh, I have that game on my phone." Which is actually kind of an important thing to talk about here. I'll talk about that in a second about the fact that he has it on his phone. But yeah, it was like the dumbest thing. Like absolutely stupid. In terms of like the Flash like dying, it's really interesting to me, mostly because the quality of those kind of cheap games haven't really gone up, and it was Flash was a starting point for a lot of game developers. It was an easy enough way to learn how to manage games and how to build games and work with systems and stuff like that. And also a great way to get feedback because everybody had access to it at the time. Now a lot of that development style and technique has kind of moved on to mobile games or the 99-cent section of Steam. And it's just kind of an interesting way that games have changed over the last 10 years almost. Because like I said, I have my little brother and sister here. I don't think they've ever played a Flash game. They're 13 and 14 respectively, or 12 and 14, I think. They can hear me and they're probably mad at me. But yeah, like they've probably never played a Flash game before. It's very strange and interesting to see this thing that was so ubiquitous just kind of die in 2020. Any other thoughts on Flash games? Any other Flash games we want to talk about?
No, it definitely played a huge part in my like. I think Flash animations. I think I did a lot more than Flash games themselves, like Ultimate Showdown, stuff like that, like the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny and whatnot.
Do you know if like Funbrain was technically a Flash game, or I mean like that whole site? Or was that just like weird?
Yeah, those Flash games. I actually remember that because I accidentally typed in "Fun Brian" one time at school. Don't go to that website.
I just have
boy.
like random memories of just wasting a lot of time in like computer labs in like middle school and stuff on that. But
yeah, and like hiding it from the
Drop.
teachers.
Yeah. Also, like Mighty Guy was like some stick game where you just had to like run, I don't know, dodge cars and like people just throw beer bottles at you. And I don't know. I guess I was 12 and thought that rocked. But
I remember Cool Math Games being a very popular one. That one was, yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, it even looks like it got a little Among Us ripoff on here too. Yeah, it's interesting to see this go. I'm very curious to see how that's going to affect game development in the future. Man, I can't really think of much else really to say on it. That it's just kind of sad. It's a little.
Yeah, I feel dated talking about it now a little bit.
Right, yeah, that's gonna be like one of those things that's like that's gonna be like a generational divider. It's like, do you remember Flash games? If not, she's too young for you, bro. Okay. Anything else on this topic?
No.
No, I think that's it.
All right.
For me, anyways.
Let's take a quick break. Holy cow, English is hard. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Stay right there. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We do this podcast to help you guys figure out what games to play when you're low on cash and help you put into perspective what all the weekly gaming news means and what it could mean for your wallet. Have we helped you save a little money recently? If so, could you do us a favor? Subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you ring that bell and drop a like and tell a friend about us. We sincerely appreciate you for watching and listening. And please, enjoy the rest of the show. All right, and we are back. Thank you for allowing us to take that break, guys. And
Whether you allowed us to or not, we would have.
yeah, it's really, it's more of just it's more of I don't know, it's like feeling like it's giving you guys a feeling of agency. This is kind of like that Avengers game from Square Enix where you don't really have any choices. We just like letting you guys feel like there are.
Exactly.
I still want to play that game.
Nick, you actually did play that game, right?
Losses.
Dude, I didn't go into it with very high hopes, but I liked it for what it was, for sure.
That is, you know what? That's as good of a review as any.
I'd give it
that's honestly the best review I've heard of the game so far.
Like, yeah, I had a bunch of friends who just like thought it was the worst thing. I don't know. Granted, like I was also late into getting into Marvel, so I'd literally had just finished watching the entire MCU, and then that came out. So it was kind of just a nice like continuation of playing something Marvel related.
Yeah, it's just
definitely not game of the yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you?
But yeah, definitely not a game of the year nominee or anything, but it was fine.
Nice. All right, so our next story quick is Apple is cutting their sales fee. So as we have discussed a lot, Apple has a sales fee on the Apple App Store. That is 30% cut of any purchase that is made. That is changing now for developers who make less than $1 million. The sales fee will now be going from 30% to 15%. So Apple is going to take 15% out of the total sale. as we've discussed many times in the last several months, the sales fee has been a major part of antitrust scrutiny from both competitors in the market and from Congress themselves. And is actually kind of the whole reason why Epic is even suing Apple. Epic is not going to be affected by this because they make more than $1 million from the Apple App Store.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, just they make just a little bit of money from iOS. So Apple is kind of branding this as all in part of the App Store Small Business Program, which is meant to bolster support for smaller businesses who get harder by the 30% cut. Of course, we should probably just mention that this really is more of a means to generate goodwill and PR and hope that more people don't try to bankroll Epic in this lawsuit like other competitors have done with the Coalition for App Fairness. Some other stats that I thought were interesting when comparing the sales fee. Steam takes 30% until a game makes $10 million, where the share goes from 70-30 to 75-25. So it actually decreases the more money you make. And at $50 million, it goes to 80-20.
Welcome
Epic
to America.
and Epic takes 88-12 share. They take 12%, while the developer keeps 88%. Kind of just getting into my own personal feelings on this, then I'll kind of go around the table here and ask. I don't foresee this having a huge impact on the end consumer. I don't think you should expect to see a decrease in game prices on iOS or macOS app stores. It's really just nicer to see that a higher percentage of your purchase is going to actually support the people who made the product and not support Apple in this case. Let's go Green.
Why do you have
Thoughts?
to pick me first?
Because you're so pretty.
Oh, stop it, you. I mean, it's pretty cool that Apple's doing it. I feel like they're doing it at the wrong time. I feel like they're just pandering. And fuck Apple.
Yeah.
Man, we're really filling out that bingo card today.
Yeah. You know, anytime we bring up Apple, I have to say it. It's like it's a given.
Well,
Fuck
I
Apple.
think it's just kind of sleazy that, like, I don't like the idea that if they're going to go up to 30, they're only going to do it for companies that are making a certain amount of money, and then they're going to go down the more money you make. Like, come on, man. Like, I can understand doing a program where it's like 15% for small businesses. What?
It's if you make under $1 million,
Right.
it's 15%.
Right.
If you make over $1 million, it's 30%.
But then once you get to a certain amount, you said it goes down to
That's for
25
Steam.
and then that's Steam. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Well, in that
Steam's-
case, oh yeah, fuck Apple. Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, so Steam is if you make Steam is a solid 30% until you make $10 million. Where
Okay.
that share changes from a 70-30 to a 75-25. And at $50 million, it goes to 80-20.
Okay. I was looking at the show notes here, and for some reason bypass like whenever I was looking at the show notes, you saying Steam didn't register, so I thought you were talking about Apple like that whole time. And so I was like, what the hell? But yeah, no, still fuck Apple.
So then Apple is until you hit $1 million, it's 15%, a 15% cut. And then once you make 1 mil,
30.
Then it goes up to 30. And then Epic takes 88-12. And there's I'm trying to remember, I think there's even like another cut where if you're an Epic exclusive, then the cut is even higher for the developers, I think.
That's actually kind of crazy too when you think about the fact that Epic does the revenue share with their creators too. So it's like the money they get, part of that, what would you say, 88-12 from Epic?
88-12, yeah.
So they take part of that 12 to pay the creators that get the supported create. Like, well, I mean, I guess they make a shitload of money on Fortnite's Battle Pass, and now they have Rocket League, and that's like those are their games. So I mean, I guess they probably make a good chunk on those to be able to actually afford to do that.
maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it's you get like to license Unreal Engine for free if you're exclusive to the Epic Store. Maybe that's it. Because they have another deal, because Epic owns the Unreal Engine, where they have another deal that you can like if you use Epic's like builder stuff, game development tools and kits, then you can be I just got confirmed. Yes, I was right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so even Epic, if you're using Unreal Engine, you can use it for free if you're an Epic Store exclusive.
Well, just say Epic Store revenue split for Unreal Engine 4 on Steam is 30, and then 5% for Unreal Engine, and then 65% for the developer.
Okay.
But Unity on Epic is 12 for Epic, 88 for developer, and then same with Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah. So
for their website.
Yeah. So like I said, like it's not going to really affect you that much. It's mostly just nice knowing that you're actually supporting the creators more than you're supporting the store owners, essentially. Nick, thoughts, opinions, questions?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much all been covered, I guess, too. Yeah, it just seems like an odd move, I guess.
Say the 2 words, man. We both are, me and Green already said them. It's your turn. Just say the 2 words.
Oh, you mean
fornicate the fruit?
I mean, fuck Apple.
Yeah, all right.
Tickle the pineapple.
Real quick, because I know you sell cell phones. Is that going to compromise you at all?
Not at all. I don't give a shit.
I like his attitude.
See, I only mentioned it because last week I had to point out that our guest was the Samsung rep for his cell phone store. So he had a very clear conflict of interest if we talked about it at all.
Oh no, yeah, I work for a third party that sells like AT&T in a separate store. So like brand wise, I don't. Yeah,
no brand loyalty.
No.
Absolutely.
As I say, as I have an iPhone here, but also
I have a friend that's an iPhone fanboy, bro. Like he hasn't owned anything but Apple products forever, and he's still like, dude, fuck Apple. He's like, I'm in too deep. I can't get out now. Like,
yeah,
I stop whenever I like.
Yeah, when it comes to phones, I am kind of in too deep. I'm like, I don't want to like learn anything different.
I don't like change.
I don't like change.
Lois, what happened to the house?
Her dad is all Apple too. Like he buys everything. He has an iPad specifically for his recliner on like a stand with a stretching arm, and then like he has his MacBook for everything else.
I bet that one iPad's dedicated to Ganguro Girl and other dating sims.
Oh my god!
Tell me how.
There's got to be a reason that it's on its own arm, okay? Like that he's got to have his other hands free.
He watches the news on it while watching the news.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
News 2.0.
He is very informed.
News and surround sound.
It's the only way you can stay central is have CNN on one and Fox News on the other. He's like, it's the only way I could stay in the middle.
On the topic of fuck Apple though, like we did just start selling the 12s not too long ago, and I did the whole like cut down on like what's in the box to save, I don't know, products or whatever. So now they're just also forcing you to buy a charging block on top of the adapter, and like they just don't. Yeah, there's like no charging block in the box. They're just doing them like pretending it's like a moral thing to do when they're just trying to get more money.
Yeah,
because you're gonna sell the fucking charger in a box.
Yeah, because we got the box, and I was like, it's literally like a third of the size of the old ones, and I opened it up, and it's just the phone and like a charging cord, but there's no block, there's no like adapter.
It would be really funny if they're like, in order to cut back on expenses and be more environmentally friendly, if you want to buy the block, you pull out like a big ass fucking Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Here's your block,
Yeah, that's
insane.
What a fucking joke.
Yeah, they're saying it's for e-waste, and they also reduce the amount of plastic that's actually in the packaging. Like it's more like paper stickers and stuff like that now, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. In terms of like the e-block, or the charging block and stuff like that. I kind of see where some of these companies are coming from, where it's like you already have one more than likely, and
But what if you don't?
but then you just buy
They
one.
shouldn't
Like,
assume. Why would I? If I'm buying a $1,000 fucking phone, it should come
Yeah,
with a fucking cord.
that
If I buy a fucking a PC for like a pre-built PC for $2,000, it's coming with the fucking power cord.
yeah,
And power
I
supply
paid for
built
that
in.
fucking I'm paying for that shit.
yeah.
I want it.
Reduce
Like, it
Don't
cost.
tell me, oh,
It
you
makes
might
my
as well buy
job.
it.
It makes my job easier because I can just be like, oh, cool, you got this phone. Well, you should probably have a fucking charging block. You should also buy it with it. So it just makes like the sales part of it like better on my end, but also like the consumer in me just fucking hates that. It just I don't know.
Like you have to tell a customer straight up, like, don't forget, dude, Apple fucking hates you, so you have to buy this separate.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly. Be like,
do you have one? Yeah, but it's old. Well, guess
Mhm.
what? You're spending more money today.
yeah,
Or
and
it'd
we
be even more
have had the
fucked.
case. What's up?
It'd be even more fucked if they changed the fucking charging cord too, like the
Yeah.
proprietary head.
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh,
because
that would have been fucking.
are
Oh
the
my
12
God.
still on the Lightning, or did they finally swap to USB-C?
It is. I'm pretty sure it's still Lightning, but they prefer you to use like a USB-C instead of USB A, like other end.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think it's still Lightning, if I remember right. No, I got like $34, so I haven't messed around with it too much. But
Yeah.
Fuck Apple. Come on, that's just fucking stupid.
But yeah,
It's
I've
like-
had the case where like we'll have like somebody come in and they're like, because most people that like I sell to aren't buying the phone like outright. They're just doing like the minimum payment, putting it on a contract or whatever, anyways. So some people literally will go in and just be able to pay for like the tax, and like we have had a couple people like not have enough money to buy the block, which they have other ones. But like I imagine there are some cases where it's like somebody just like doesn't have it at the time. They're like, cool, I got my phone. I'm just not going to use it until I get paid in 2 weeks again or some shit like that. But that's
Danny?
probably few and far between.
That is the same exact argument as the Call of Duty Cold War issue with the PlayStation 4 exclusive.
How so? Hold on. I feel like
Because-
you're making some logical leaps, and I really need you to explain it.
Because Cold War, there's exclusive bits that are only for PlayStation, right? So people on PC and Xbox are paying the full price for that game, but not getting everything included in that game. It should be the same thing with cell phones. Because they can't guarantee it's always been standard that the phone comes with the charger and all the necessary plugins. Right?
Okay,
That has
so
been the industrial standard forever.
yeah, it's been the industrial standard for a long time, but do all COD games have to have zombie mode in it? Or
No.
should all versions of one game of COD have everything in it? Because now what we're talking about is this is a different iteration of a phone. This is a new model of a phone. This is the iPhone 12. This isn't the 10. This isn't the 6. This isn't the 4. This is the
It is the
12.
5 with the new sticker on it, okay? It is an iPhone 5 with the new camera lenses and a fucking and then they like fucking scratched out the iPhone 5 and put a 12 on it. There's nothing fucking different, okay? It's Apple we're talking about here. This is not Call of Duty Cold War versus Call of Duty 2. Like, come on. Like it's the same fucking thing, man.
I'm just saying that this is a different product, and everyone who buys that product is getting the same thing. You're getting the phone and the box with the cable and no block. If
Does
this
it even
was
come with the cable at this point?
I think it
Does
does.
it come with the glass screen? Like next, you're gonna have to pay if you want the screen on the actual phone, you're gonna have to pay an extra $150 for the installation.
Does it come with headphones? Does
yeah.
it come with headphones of any kind?
It doesn't come with headphones. I guarantee it.
No, it probably doesn't, because
Let me look up the contents of the box for you real
Yeah.
quick. I'll find out.
We're gonna run Apple into the fucking ground with our, very minuscule fucking influence we have for nothing.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn
yeah.
our influence that's
My-
next to nothing. Hey,
Hey.
My boss is just gonna call me in a second and be like, "Hey, Nick, you gotta stop fucking talking about this right now. They can't know.
Like you were literally looking it up, giving them the ammo. Stop it.
They're gonna fight you on the price." No, there's no earpods, no charger,
Not even the fucking cable.
with only Lightning USB.
Okay, I lied.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is Lightning to USB-C cables included. But yeah, no power adapter and no.
And
No
see,
So,
buds.
that's
not
another
only-
thing you're talking. Now look at that.
Not
How many people
only-
own a brick that has a USB-C adapter on the front.
That is-
Exactly. You have to buy a whole new fucking charging because everything else is USB Type A,
You know
not
who
USB Type C. That
you
is
know
some
who includes
shady fucking shit.
USB-C? You know who includes a USB-C plug? Samsung, along with their
Exactly.
headphones. Fuck Apple. Eat
Fuck
the
you,
apple,
Jay.
fuck the core. In that way, that's a military thing.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fuck. Eat the core. Fuck the
God damn it. Okay, so that's Apple cutting their sales fee.
Like that's been the most extensive discourse we've had yet. It's just like our hatred of Apple.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not even an Apple fanboy. I just feel like we have to have somebody like take the opposite opinion.
No, because they're gonna get eaten alive on here, bro. Somebody's gonna
Bullshit.
come in here and try to explain why Apple is so great, and we're gonna be like, all of us are gonna be like, all right, listen here, fucker. Here's why you're wrong.
That's why I take that perspective for them.
You're
Because I
gonna
can
go
handle
and
you
you're gonna
fuckers.
drink until you change your opinion. You're gonna go and be sad boy hours until you get your mind right, and then you can come back and fucking talk to us.
Danny, they are hiding behind behind the
Name-
facade that it is economically friendly. for what
Economically
they're
and
doing.
ecologically friendly. Friendly.
Exactly. When in all actuality, it's just for them to make more money.
This is
what
From a
happens
consumer
when the Western world
standpoint, that is
embraces capitalism.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
No, I don't entirely disagree with you at all. That I mean, if there is a very valid point that it does that price gets passed off on the consumer, when in reality the majority of the e-waste that's being produced isn't even by the consumer, right? The majority of the e-waste is from their production process. It's not and also from their shoddy construction of their cables, very specifically their cables. Apple has awful cabling with terrible shielding that does not last more than a year typically. I've never
So
had
not-
an in-box Apple product shielding last more than a year.
Not only are they saving money on the box because they're making it so small and they're saving in material, they're charging you on top of it.
Mhm.
And it blows my mind. That
Yeah.
is the most asinine thing. And then lying and saying it's economically friendly.
They're trying to catch up to Amazon, is what it is.
They're full of shit. Fuck Apple.
Wow. Yeah, that is the the most vigorous discourse we've had on the topic kind of in a while. You know
Should we
what?
talk about loot boxes next?
It's funny you say that. It's really funny you say that. So EA is adding a spending control system to the FIFA Ultimate Team 2021. Of course, this comes at a time of intense scrutiny of EA's practices in Ultimate Team by both watchdog groups and governments. As we mentioned last week, they're facing another lawsuit in California for their Ultimate Team practices. This tool went live last Tuesday, November 17th, and was described by EA as, quote, a new suite of tools that enable players to have more control and visibility over how they play. It is going to show you the amount of time that you've spent in FIFA 21, how much you've spent of in-game points, the number of Ultimate Team packs you can open, and the number of coins, and a few other things. What's really interesting is that these spending limiters are very, very, very similar to how casinos and online betting apparatuses are set up. which kind
Huh.
of
I wonder why.
I wonder why they're so similar.
Maybe it's because, as we've said 100 fucking times, loot boxes are what? Say it with me, kids. Gambling.
Gambling. That's right.
Are you ready, kids? Oh my
So
god.
let's so Rev got some of his feelings out on this. Nick, you have any feelings on this?
To be honest, not really. I haven't really played any games that have that sort of concept, luckily. So
Yeah. It's just interesting to me
it
because
sounds dumb.
Again, we've kind of had this discussion a million times on the show, and it's I always kind of go back to this thought, and I remember we had somebody on the show kind of say, well, we have to be consistent in our arguments, and if we say that video games don't cause violence, then we also have to say that video games don't cause gambling. And it's interesting to me as we kind of continue to go through this loot box debacle that we have to take these sort of stipulations, and game developers have to develop these tools that prevent people from overspending like they have a gambling addiction.
Okay, so I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna bust this fucking this we got to be consistent argument here. There's a what do we call it? A
Fallacy?
reward loop, a reward loop that is introduced in when you're essentially grooming somebody to become more apt to gamble, because there's a reward system in your brain that produces the dopamine of, okay, I got, I hit this. Violence does not fall under that same category. This whole God, what was the word we used for it? It was like some kind of reward loop. I can't
A
remember
Skinner
exactly
box?
what they called it. But well, it basically what it does is like you hit this dopamine rush because you were able to get like the legendary item in a loot box, so you're more apt to try it again and try it again and try it again, and you keep, like it becomes habitual. And then that carries over into gambling, because in gambling you're not committing an illegal, murderous act. You can't compare the two. There's no argument there. And I remember when that happened, because that happened is somebody in chat mentioned it is what it was, because I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to keep my mouth shut for now, because otherwise I'm going to go off on this guy. Can't even remember who it was. Probably best I don't.
Well,
But you cannot compare those two arguments.
Yeah, we've had someone on the show make that argument, and we've had people in chat make that argument.
Yeah, it just there's a reward, like a system reward dopamine loop that you get from gambling, and it is very, 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 very similar to what you get in loot boxes. I mean, it's the same concept, but you're not going to sit there and have this like zero regard for somebody's human life outside of your own. See, there's no comparison to the two. There's none.
Yeah,
You can't.
Green.
I think the word you're looking for is stimulant.
Yeah, I mean,
It is a stimulant. I gotta find what word we use. There was a really good word for it that we had. It was like it was very specific to this one deal. I'll find it while you continue.
Skinner
your conversation.
box. Was that it? That's the psychological study that they would put rats in a cage, and it would have like a button where like it would have like two buttons. One button would like give food, and one would give zaps. So,
despite all their rage,
they were
that's exactly what I was going to.
So, yeah, to me, like Skinner box would be the word I would use, where it's like, oh yeah, you're just gonna keep touching this thing until you run out of dopamine.
I had to do that.
I don't blame you.
My opinion on it,
Yeah,
for being EA, because they recently have picked up another lawsuit, mainly gearing towards the FIFA loot boxes. This is another case of pandering to show that they're not the bad guys. We're sorry. That's exactly what they're doing. It's the same thing they've always done. Just like with Battlefront 2, same thing. Oh, we'll take it out. We're sorry. We're gonna keep them back in.
yeah. Well, it's a little, to me, this is like a little too late for this. We're what,
Absolutely.
two lawsuits deep in on this particular topic. There's been exposés and there's been
They're trying to avoid more.
what's that?
They're trying to avoid more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's been BBC exposés on the dangers of gambling through EA's loot box systems, and not just EA's. I'm sorry, through loot box systems, through Blizzard, Activision, and EA and Ubisoft. There's also been they've had to go to Parliament in the UK once, right? I think they've had to go to Congress once over it. Like, this is just too little too late for EA to really save themselves here, because a lot of the anger and frustration was that there was no built-in system for parents to even control the spending that kids would do, even on accident, right? Like an accidental purchase. And we know in the past that they designed their games and they designed their UI to confuse people into making purchases. Like, that's a known fact. And EA is not the only ones guilty of that. So it's too little too late. A lot of the damage is already done. They're gonna get smacked. Or I shouldn't say they're probably gonna get smacked. I don't have a crystal ball to see the future. So I don't see this being anything that's really gonna save them. This should have been something that they had built in a while ago. Maybe built this in 2018. Yeah. Any other thoughts, opinions, questions?
No, not really. Not for me.
No, I'll find that word that we used. It had something to do with the words compulsory, dopamine, and loop.
Oh wow.
Maybe that's what it was. Compulsory dopamine loop.
Something
compulsive dopamine fixed loop.
Looping dopamine. I don't know.
You don't have to throw the word "come" in there.
Fix.
I do have one more topic here, but I just want to take a quick moment and this is the last show before Thanksgiving. We know a lot of people aren't going to have a normal Thanksgiving this year. And kind of the thing that I wanted to say just real quick is be safe, right? I know, and try to think well of yourself, because I know a lot of people just aren't going to have that Thanksgiving, and they're already dealing with being away from home, being away from family, limited social interactions. Do keep yourself safe. Do keep yourself in a good mindset. Try to spend it as much as you can with your immediate family and your friends, and your roommates, the people who are already around you. Try to take that time to and be thankful for them. And I will 100% say right now, we don't endorse going out for Black Friday this year. Please do stay safe. Keep people like Nick safe by not going. If you're sick, don't go to retail locations if you're feeling sick or anything like that. The deals are not worth it. That being said, let's talk a little bit about some Black Friday deals and preferably Cyber Monday deals. Please do all your online shopping through online. I'm just saying Black Friday deals because it's always Black Friday. Let's talk more about Cyber Monday deals and stuff like that. Do all your shopping online. Do your best to avoid extra traveling. Celebrate with your immediate family and stay safe. That's our official stance. Green, you have some deals that you want to talk about?
I would say keep an eye out. Black Friday deals on Amazon are live right now, and I believe they're going all the way through Cyber Monday, as far as I'm aware. There's a whole bunch of games for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Has a bunch of peripherals on there. Most notably, I know Ghost of Tsushima, which just came out this year, is $40 on Amazon for PlayStation 4, which is a good deal. I mean, it just came out. It's like a $60 game. So, another big one I saw was Last of Us Remastered for PlayStation was $10.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
fantastic game. For $10, that's cheap. Sturdy
Nice.
cheap. So Amazon's gonna be the place to be because you don't have to go out and fucking get it. Send it right to your
Right.
house. Go out the stores looking like fucking Caustic from Apex Legends. Just, I would like to buy the new Xbox.
I just try to what is it known as? I just try to accelerate the inevitable.
I have corn if you
Jesus.
have wares.
Also, just real quick, let me also mention, be nice to your retail workers. It's not their fault that they don't have the new PS5 in. You fucking animals.
Nope, we have
Be
it.
nice to
It's
the
in the
delivery
back.
guy.
It's in the back. I just don't want to give it to you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very clearly he is hiding it under his shirt. Epic's Black Friday sale will be going on November 26th to December 3rd. And Steam's sale will start sometime this week. It looks like Wednesday, November 25th, so tomorrow, which we've talked about a few games today. Go check out some of those games. They should be on sale. Rev, any Black Friday deals you wanted to mention?
Ah, man, if I'm being 100% honest, I haven't had with everything that's been going on, I haven't had a whole lot of time to look because I haven't really. There's nothing that I really want to go out and get, so I haven't been keeping an eye on it on stuff myself. If I'm being 100% honest, but yeah, I mean, on top of Black Friday, don't forget Cyber Monday. Keep an eye on like Newegg, dude. They have all kinds of stuff. Last year, I got actually I still have the gaming keyboard. I got me a nice gaming keyboard last year for like $15, man. On Newegg, it just kind of popped up. So definitely do that, and also I would say keep an eye. There's a I think it's called Build Build a PC or something. It's a subreddit. I'll get it and put it in the links in the description. There's a subreddit where every time something goes on like an excessively large sale, they'll immediately post it in this subreddit. So it's something to keep an eye on because it's like from where it's like all over the internet.
Yeah. Also, Green, what the hell are you doing?
It's causticking up, man.
What?
I said I'm going shopping.
Oh my goodness. Now what we need you to do is really just like suit up and like just start walking around the stores in like a hazmat
I
suit.
couldn't fucking breathe.
Yeah, Nick, any Black Friday deals you wanted to talk about?
The only one that I've really like taken note of it all is also on Amazon. Cyberpunk 2077, the pre-order for it, I guess, is $10 off.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
for what it's
looked
worth.
and they were all unavailable.
Damn.
So
Never
that might
mind.
not be a thing. I looked. It might not be the case come, Friday, Monday, but as of right now,
Yeah. I'm gonna be looking pretty hard at Newegg because I am currently building a PC. And my next part, I've been waiting for the last week or so because I finally got paid by my cousin for DJing her wedding. So I'm looking at getting my motherboard and kind of waiting on getting that and possibly a new cooler with it. So that's what I've been waiting on, and I've been eyeballing Newegg and possibly eyeballing Amazon for the exact same thing and a robotic vacuum cleaner for my pops. So those are the deals I'm looking for. If anyone's got any leads, let me know. Other than that, I don't think there's much else on Black Friday deals. That again, we don't want to promote anyone going out. Stay home, eat leftover turkey, eat pie.
Oh, pie.
Don't
What
spread the Rona, you idiots.
Please don't beat me up.
I've
Yeah.
genuinely
You don't
been
like
trying
pie?
to figure out
Oh.
if I want to deep fry deviled eggs.
What?
I saw it on TikTok. You can deep fry deviled eggs.
Do it.
Why?
I mean,
I'm like, I don't know, but like, if I ever want to have a fucking heart attack,
Do it.
that's how I want to do it.
I
It's
need
just
you to make
fucking
this
deep fry.
sacrifice for us.
For science.
for science.
for science in the United States of America, huh? All right. Is there absolutely anything else we want to talk about this week?
Not really.
Damn, I'm just thinking about those deviled eggs now.
Right? Fuck. I was gonna make the sympathy for the deviled egg burger from the Bob's Burgers cookbook, and now I'm like, well, fuck. Like that's throwing that idea completely out the window.
Well, the thing is, like, you batter the egg whites and fry the egg whites, and then put the filling on top.
That's
So
still
it's not like the whole fucking thing, but still, it looks fucking delicious. But I like my deviled eggs cold,
same.
so
We'll
I don't
see.
know. I'll try. I might
Yeah.
try it.
I like my deviled eggs in the trash.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Dude, I have been on your
Imposter.
side for so many arguments. You're gonna make me team up Green against you now?
Yeah.
First,
Why
you're gonna back Apple just relentlessly, just pro
Right?
Apple,
Like-
and then you're gonna come here anti-deviled egg.
You're like that guy that's like when somebody does something ridiculously horrible. Well, guys, let's look at it from their point of view. You know, like, I mean, Apple has their reasons. Yeah, it's called money, Danny. Knock it off and eat deviled eggs, you fucking commie.
You're
Holy shit.
All right, look here. You guys are acting like I'm like
Hold up. You said that wrong, Danny. It's listen here or come right.
Look, you're acting like I just said Jeffrey Dahmer had a point in eating people. That's not what I said. I said you can take your shitty hard-boiled eggs and just toss them in the fucking garbage.
To be fair, Jeffrey Dahmer may have had a point. He did it for science, okay? How would we know that tattoos tasted bad if it wasn't for Jeffrey Dahmer eating people?
He did it because he was horny and weird.
I've done my
Nick's
fair share
looking
of
at all of
stupid
his
shit.
flesh.
I've done my fair share of odd shit, being horny and weird. Like nothing like that as far as like no.
Never eaten somebody, but
Well, I mean, I guess in a essence, I have. Never mind.
yeah.
Okay, let's wrap up the show before we get too fucking weird.
So
We still got to do an after dark.
Yeah, we still do have to do an after dark. Wow,
Let me
we were
get
just
drugs
racking it
first.
up on that
Stop
bingo
filling the
card.
bingo. I don't have the $10 gift card yet.
It's okay. We there is still plenty of time. All right, Nick, for people who might have missed the beginning of the show, tell the wonderful people who you are, what you do, and where people can find you. All the
Yeah, my name's Nick. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/NickTheYeller. You can go check out my band's Ghost Key. Used to play in a band called Avoid, stream it, whatever. I make like $10 a month off of it. That's something. And then I also have a solo EP out on Spotify under my own name, Nick Booth. It's called Safer Here.
excellent. All the Twitch stuff too.
Yeah. And then twitch.tv, NickTheYeller.
Excellent, guys. Go catch him over there. I do highly recommend checking out Avoid and Ghost Key. Probably one of my favorite EPs put out by Avoid. Legit. And I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass or fillet you or anything like that.
No, it's
Legit.
all right. Blow
One
it.
of my favorite
2020,
EPs.
I need it.
You can find them on OnlyFans later this evening.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're gonna be on Chatterbait later.
Oh my god.
Green, what's coming up on your channel?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna be playing some more Destiny and other things. So, yeah, Call of Duty, Cold War, stuff. So you can catch me on twitch.tv/Mr. Green Elite. All my socials, Mr. Green Elite, except for Instagram, which is TTV Mr. Green Elite, because I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I did nothing eventful this week other than I'm going to be smoking some turkeys tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Thursday. They're going to be fucking delicious.
Are you streaming the smoking of the turkeys?
No. I should, but no.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Padre. It's your turn. What's coming up on your channel?
Oh, good. I was muted. Good. Hi, I'm Rev. Man, I don't even know right now. So I'm gonna start my new schedule this next week. I'm gonna start streaming like 8 to noon in the mornings. I'm gonna be doing story-driven games. I think I'm gonna continue Danganronpa. I think the game's just about to start getting good. I got Trigger Happy Havoc and the second and third ones for like 75% off of their 10-year anniversary sale. After that, I'm gonna honestly, I've been enjoying Apex a lot, so I'm probably gonna be playing Apex on stream 2 nights a week, which will be Mondays and Wednesdays. I just because I enjoy it, do not expect any top tier gameplay. You can literally find all of my stuff everywhere on one website. It's mylinks.gg/revsfin. Everything is in that website.
Excellent. So go check him out all over those places. Coming up on my channel, not quite sure. I just started Fallout 4. So we'll be playing Fallout 4 on my stream. I'm probably going to update a couple of my regulars and start playing some of those because I know one of my usuals had a pretty massive update with a new map. So I'm going to try that out. Other than that, I do have some stuff coming up on YouTube. I have this Thursday, one game, like me playing, like doing a first playthrough or first experience with a horror game is coming out on Thursday. And then Saturday, I started a not-for-broadcast let's play for YouTube, so that will be hopefully being released regular intervals. Other than that, I don't think there's much else coming out for me this week. I'll probably stream Thursday, possibly Friday night. Probably not. I probably won't stream tomorrow because I have my little brother and sister in town. So yeah, that's about it. I think we good to wrap up the show then, guys.
I think so.
All right. Hey, we appreciate all of you guys for watching and listening to Next to Nothing. If you guys got value out of this, I hope you guys will help us out by liking and subscribing on YouTube and telling your friends about us. If you guys missed any part of the show, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere podcasts are found. Make sure you leave a comment on our YouTube video for this episode. And if you guys want, answer the question of the week. What is your game of the year? Make sure you guys leave a comment on the YouTube video. That helps us out immensely. Helps us out way more than you guys know. Other than that, guys, keep fighting the good fight. Stay safe this holiday. Please, 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 please do your shopping online. Don't go and spread the Rona even more. And we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you.